hello city, hello world. Well, welcome to another installation of the Gospel Jazz Connection. This is D Nice. I hope you've had a great week. I have. I'm still alive and well. And that's kind of a challenge nowadays, you know, with all the craziness going on around us. But you know, that never stopped anything, right? What they say? One monkey don't stop no show. No matter how much they climb and they jump and they chatter, it ain't gonna happen. So as we go into another week, we're thankful that we're able to breathe the air we breathe. We're able to get up and go about our daily activity, and it's all because God has strengthened us, He's refreshed us, and He saw fit to give us another day. So I give Him all praise, honor, and glory. So here we go into Gospel Jazz Connection. For those just joining us for the first time, what we do each and every week is we bring you the best in conversations, reality checks, and new beginnings. But we leave you with positive inferences. We give you problems, situations that we embark upon and we are challenged with each and every day. But you know what? We also give you viable solutions so that you can put them in your own style, your own way, and come up with something that works for you. And then in the background, as you can hear, the smooth jazz that accompanies us is music and conversation. So welcome to the Gospel Jazz Connection. So for the next 60 minutes, sit back, relax, and watch with your ears. Like I told you, you're in for a party this Friday live, and we're just going to do Free Friday here. And so I'm going to bring you a half of the DJ team that accompanies me each and every Friday. This lady has a book of who's who, of what she does and how she does it. And it's just perfection. It's just a spirit of excellence that she rolls with. It really just epitomizes what she does and who she is. This lady, beside being first and foremost a wife and a mother and a grandmother, left the corporate world at the top of her game and decided to pursue her own endeavors. And she authored several, in fact, a plethora of best-selling books. One of her majors that is still today breaking the shelves is her book, Loving Yourself First, A Woman's Guide to, I'm going to say, fulfillment. Because a lot of women are talking about it and been fulfilled behind the words of wisdom from Linda Coleman Willis. This young lady is a motivational speaker. She's also a life coach. In fact, she's got an event coming up this weekend that she's going to tell you about. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Miss Linda Coleman Willis to the platform. Linda, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Dee. It's my pleasure. It is so exciting to be here.
Man, so what's been going on over this last week with you, Linda?
This last week was a busy week. I had quite a few back-to-back engagements that kind of lined up one after the other. So I really put in some time this past week. So this is like relaxation and a little calmness for me, actually.
Quiet before the storm?
The quiet before the storm.
I got you. Which is a good thing, because sometimes you need to just regroup.
Yes.
And reboot, so to speak. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. So, put the mic a little closer to you, because we want to hear everything you got to say. Perfect. Okay.
All right.
There you go. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So, let's talk about some of the things that's been happening. I know when we left here Friday, we went down to see George Fraser, and he's getting ready to do something like he does each and every year. Mm-hmm. And since then, I know you have not stopped yet. So, bring us abreast of a little something you got going and something you're doing this weekend.
No, okay. This weekend is actually a 2-day writers workshop that I do with people who want to write books. And so what I do is work with people who most of the times they've been on again, off again, or they've been thinking about it or dreaming about it, but not gotten to the idea of doing it, mm-hmm. or they ran into a block and mm-hmm. they're just kind of stuck. So what I started, I think it was like 2009. I did the first workshop in 2009, and I've been doing them once a quarter since then. So I have a whole group of people who I have to say that I've helped them birth their very first book, and some of them may have been the second or third book.
Right.
But it's one of the things that I really love to do, because it's not something that I do consistently. Like I said, I do it like maybe once a quarter, mm-hmm. because I'm busy writing my own books as well and running my own business, which I do a lot of coaching, consulting, and training for small business owners, entrepreneurs, people who are trying to restructure, mm-hmm. reinvent, start or restart their businesses. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, helping people like speakers or authors, people with books, mm-hmm. build a business. So someone taught me the business of speaking. Before that, I was a speaker. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they taught me that's a business, mm-hmm. and it's a multi-million-dollar business out there. So what I do with those people is, okay, you have a book, now what? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's talk about how you're going to turn that into a business. Mm-hmm. And I do a workshop called Turning What You Know into Dough.
Wow, that's a good title. Okay.
Because you can turn your hobby, mm-hmm. you can turn your expertise, your experience. I mean, there's just so many ways, and especially things that we're passionate about. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we never think about it in that sense. And then some people will say, well, if it becomes a business, it mm-hmm. becomes I don't want to do it, and that's fine.
Right.
But I'm talking to those people who maybe think that they really have nothing to offer, mm-hmm. and they have a talent that they've never explored, to say that, this could be a business. This could help someone who really wants this service or mm-hmm. needs this service. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about what I do, Daryl. For a long time, as you know, I was in real estate and finance, and mm-hmm. in a way that was helping people too. And my degree is in sociology, psychology. Mm-hmm. That was helping people too. So I guess you can say I've lived my life helping people. But to sit down with people who have an idea for mm-hmm. a book, mm-hmm. and to get it out of their head, mm-hmm. onto paper, mm-hmm. watch it materialize, watch them go through the process, mm-hmm. watch them take on the strategies and the tools and the techniques that I teach them, mm-hmm. and then at the end they have a finished product. It's like I'm a midwife.
Mm-hmm. Helping to birth.
Helping to birth. Right. So it's really exciting. Mm. Lots of work. But it's exciting.
Of course, and it's good that you're able to help other people, because, like I said, it's a form of people don't understand. It could be something that has altered your life or made your life better. Mm-hmm. That experience, everybody has their own set of fingerprints. Mm-hmm. Everybody's got their own experiences. Not one's going to have exactly the same experience as the next person. It may be the same scenario, but not exactly the same circumstance mm-hmm. and the same experience. So there is a form of branding that comes from that one. I remember back in the day when I gave up my slave name. And so D-Nice is here, and I do the radio and I do the televisions and I produce and I direct and do my thing under, you know what I'm saying, my brand. And it's become a household name. Politicians, you talk to people, they know D-Nice. And they respect who I am. They respected me back in the slave name days, but they love who I am today, and that's a branding. And so whether people understand or not what they're doing and the seriousness about what they're doing, you're not only informing people on how to make better choices, better life choices for themselves, but also you're a testimonial for others that don't necessarily have to hit their head against the same brick wall you did. Walk into the middle of the same street and get hit by a car like you did. By listening to your experiences and saying, okay, if it's a red light on mine, not walking, and there's traffic going in, I step in the middle of the street, I'm going to get hit about 98% of the time. And so by listening to their gut and being able to tell their story, they may not see to where it's worth saying a book can come out of that. But in the entirety of your whole journey, therein lies the book. And you're showing them how they can take that journey and put it into a form to where people can learn from it, and they can also profit from it, and they're building a brand from it. See, then it's showing them how to take a new lease on life. So I can appreciate what you're doing and how you're doing it, and I'm hoping that people really stop to listen to the sound of my voice and figure out, wow, that makes sense. And then what you're going to be talking about today and what you're showing them, they'll say, wow, I didn't look at it like that. All I'm doing is living life. And a lot of people don't want to be in the camera and want to be in the spotlight or whatever. But no matter what, somebody's watching you.
Well, you know, some of them don't believe that they can do it. They've been told, you know, nobody want to hear that. Or because maybe that story may not be positive, but all of a sudden you tell that story and you find out other people have that story and they're lost. And all of a sudden you're brave enough to write about it, to talk about it. And just to give you an example, I have a story, and I didn't write the book, but my story is in the book. It's called an anthology. And I got a letter from Kenya, Africa. And he read my story, and in the letter he asked me if I would ever be in Kenya. I mean, he was, and that's a story about determination and overcoming an obstacle and never giving up. And it's called Over the Wall. How to overcome obstacles and not give up in your life. And obviously that meant something to him. And I'm sure to other people who have read the story, because I've read other people's stories, that has meant a lot to me. So, and a lot of people say that they want to write it just to kind of get it out, and that's okay too, but a lot of times after they write it and get it out, they feel so different. Exactly. And then, like I said, they find out other people are challenged, and then they can help someone else, because that book couldn't become a movie sometimes. It can become a seminar, it can become a workshop. You know, I mean, it is just so many avenues. And of course, we have online, because we have ebooks now. And I'm looking at doing an online training in this same, putting an online training in this same category. Yeah, because you can't be everywhere at the same time. And I kind of backed into doing this because people started asking me about my own book and how I wrote the book and why they see my books all over and what makes mine different from other people.
Exactly.
And one of the things is because of the quality of people who have supported me and taught me and helped me and endorsed my books.
Exactly.
Right. So all of that.
And it's a good thing because, like I said, not only that, but it's a branding mechanism to you too. So when they hear your name and they hear what you're doing in your company name, then it's a brand. So yeah, you know, that's what the combined message today we're doing is, Did you get the memo?
Did you get the memo?
And a lot of people haven't gotten the memo that they're important, that their story matters, that they can make changes, that they can affect people's lives by living through what they've done and sharing it. So we all are important in our own ways. It's like a puzzle sitting there. You've got 5,000 pieces of a puzzle sitting there, and if you're missing a piece, you'll know it because there's something incomplete about it. No matter if you have all but one piece put together, well, that's the one piece. It's not a full puzzle. Okay, it's a vision. It's a journey. But until we leave here with the stamp that says it's finished, we're daily adding to our journey. And so when we start realizing, oh, this journey can help somebody else, it can help me. And sometimes by saying things out loud or writing it down, it reconfirms and recommits ourselves to look at things different too. So I mean, it works in both ways too. It cuts forward and backwards as it's doing it. So yeah, I can understand the importance of motivating people to look at it from this way. And if you make money out of it, then yeah, great. But if they don't make any money out of it, at least they come out a better person, and they've got something for even the grandkids to read.
Well, some people don't realize how much they know and how much they may be an expert at something because they take it for granted until they write about it. And writing about it establishes you as an expert.
Oh yeah,
you wrote the book
quickly. Yeah.
And one of the things I hear two excuses, big excuses. One thing I hear from people is they don't have the time, but you can make the time. We show you how to make the time. And the other thing is they don't really believe that they have anything of value to say or to share. They maybe want to journal and keep it in the journal. They have this longing to do a book, but they haven't stepped out there to make it come true. And then one lady who's going to be in my class this weekend, someone else passed away without completing her book. And she said, I'm not going to let that happen to me, Linda. And she said, I got your email. We were doing some marketing. She got a marketing piece. And she said, it was like it fell out the sky because I haven't talked to you in a while. And I said, I know.
Right.
And she said, I'll be there.
Wow.
And her son went online and registered her, and she's in. But she would still be waiting had, I guess, it hadn't happened to someone she knows.
Exactly.
And she said the lady was a great writer, and she had all this information, but she just had never finished it. And she said to her son, and I'm not saying who she is, so I can talk about what she said. She said to her son, if something happened to me, will you finish my book? And he said, no.
Wow.
You are going to finish your book. And they got online and registered her for the class. And so she'll be there. And I'm so happy he said no. Because,
no, I'm glad.
He said, no, I won't finish it. You're going to finish it. And we're going to register you and you're going to go. And so and she's going to finish it. She's not coming to my class and not.
That's real talk.
Because I do some coaching after that class to ensure that they stay on the right path. Yeah.
And the good thing about something like that, it's a good story to hear. And the good thing about it is there's a saying that some of the most talented people are in the graveyard.
Yeah.
And the talent dies with them.
Yeah.
And everything that they have, whether it's story, whether it's experiences, whatever, when you lay down, it's finished, dude. There ain't no comeback from Forrest Lawn. I've not seen it in my generation.
But you can leave something behind if
you can. Yes, you can. That's what I'm saying. They didn't get the memo.
Generations, they didn't get the memo.
Exactly.
And your book is your property.
Yeah.
And it's yours plus 70 years. Your life plus 70 years. So you can actually leave it to your heirs.
Your heirs, right.
So it's important. I think it's really important, Dee, that we write our stories, because our stories have been written for us, and we know they're not written according to the way they should be written. So now we have the opportunity to tell our stories, and I think we should just take advantage of it.
Yeah. And I'm glad you're making this available, because even myself, I've thought many times. You don't know how many times I've sat down with pen and paper in hand, and I think. God laid on my spirit 6 books. I've sat back with like notepads and wrote maybe 4 or 5, 6, some of them maybe like 10 or 11 pages, and then I kind of like sit it down and You know what I'm saying? And if I go back and look at all my notepads, I'm finding, I started this, I started that one there. And, I want to finish some of these, but who has the time?
No buts.
That's what I always say.
No buts.
Yeah, but I know I have no excuse. But everybody's got a story to tell, and whether it's a story that people can relate to or not relate to is your story. And nobody
I'm never going to let you off the hook again. Now that I've heard that story.
I know that.
You're on the hook now.
Yeah, but see, the good thing about it, we're going to go into part 2 here now. What they don't know, and I'm about to bring out to it and have you explain this to them too, is you're also a ghostwriter. Okay, which means that as long as I know my story, I don't have to write it.
No, you're not.
I can tell you about it. And so, for those that don't know what a ghostwriter is, let's take a few minutes and tell them what exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, they call it a ghostwriter because we're in the background. A lot of actors and busy people, entertainers and athletes and people who really don't have time to write their books have their books written for them, but their name is on the book. Now, you'll see some books where it's written about someone, but the writer's name is on there. That's not a ghostwriter.
Gotcha.
I've written both ways. But a ghostwriter is in the background, totally oblivion to anyone knowing who wrote that book.
Exactly.
So if you want to claim it, but it's your story, and they're writing in your words. Most of the times they're interviewing you, they're following you around, they're finding out what it is that you really want to say, how you want to say it, and they're writing it. They're getting it done for you. That's what a ghostwriter does.
Which shows that there's no excuse.
There's no real excuse. I can tell you that I've been doing this since 2009 now, so that's 10 years, right?
Wow.
I've been writing before that, but I mean doing these workshops.
Right.
And I think I probably heard every excuse. And there hasn't been a single excuse because one of the things we do in class, I keep my training small so everybody in class can get some personal attention because they're all in different places working on different projects. And the first thing I have them do before they come to class is I give them an assignment. They have to come to class with that part done. And it's simple. It's nothing big, but it's important to launching them once we get to class so that we can get started. Because the goal is when they leave there, they have a blueprint for their book. Like if you're going to build a house, you don't just go start.
Right.
You do the blueprint, and then we go to work. So it's 2 days, 8 and 8 is 16 hours. Well, we do have lunch, so about 14 hours. And the difference is, and you can probably attest to this because you've been wanting to write. Few people come to my class have ever spent 14 straight hours focusing on their project. They just haven't done that. So we take a weekend away from everything. We have an hour for lunch.
Right.
I provide whatever they need when we come in for breakfast, for snacks or whatever, and we go to work. So they usually leave with that blueprint, with that outline for their book, and we keep working from there.
Right. I got you. And that's what you've got to do. You got to inform people that time is of the essence. You know what I'm saying? And time is on your side. and you know what? You got to take advantage of it while it's here.
We have more. I know a lot of people say I don't have money, but we have more money than we do time. At least we can control money a little bit better.
Right.
But all of us have 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, we better take advantage of them 24 hours because if not, then guess what?
But that's all we have.
Yeah.
We can't make anymore. We can't buy anymore. You can't. We can't create anymore.
Right.
But we can use that time to our advantage. But we can't. We don't have any more.
No, that's right. That's right. And so, that being said, we're going to switch over here now, and we're going to go to our other member of the team who's settling in. You know what I'm saying? And a shout out.
Am I live?
Yeah, you're live. You're live. Yeah, the box.
I was like, what's going on around here? What's going on?
I saw you had an escort in.
Yeah. I was like, can I come in?
Yeah, he had a private. Ladies and gentlemen, he had a private escort bring him in today. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, wait a minute. They said, do you have any warrants? No, I ain't got no warrants.
Yeah, you rolling like that.
I probably got it. Let me set this thing up. Oh, Lord have mercy.
There you go. So
Live at 5, y'all. Turn in. What's the memo? I didn't get the memo.
you didn't get that memo, man.
What's going on? I'm all clean shaven and
I don't-
and now you what?
I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait a minute,
I
wait,
woke
wait,
up this
wait.
morning. I woke up this morning. It was like that. And I was like, what happened?
Let me see if I can set this up.
What
here. Wait.
what is that? What done happened was.
Well.
Yeah, what done happened was. You can do it against this because I got the water up here.
Oh,
I'm holding
yeah.
it now, so you can just
Oh, I can do it like that.
You can do it like
I'm trying
that
to
now.
get everybody in here.
So, yeah, what done happened was. That's what we're gonna say. That's what we're gonna call that because it's called. Did you get the memo? Today's conversation is did you get the memo? And there's a lot of people doing a lot of things, and you know what? They just don't have. They just didn't get the memo. So if you're doing something and you didn't get the memo, then it's time for you to just go ahead and just rethink what you're doing and how you're doing it. Okay. Because this ain't no joke. But we were talking basically with Linda about the book writing scenario she's doing this weekend.
Right.
And so that's what we're doing, bringing people in on the understanding that you can write your story and it's going to be here. Even some time after you're gone, your book will still be here.
Oh, yeah.
And your testimony of your life, which is only you can live and only you can talk about,
That's
it
right.
still carries on. So that's where we're at. So you joining the conversation now. So you know what I'm saying? Did you get the memo?
I'm getting it right now.
Wow.
Well, let me turn it down right here.
Okay. There you go. So you
So
said,
how's everybody doing? Everybody's good?
yeah, we good.
You know,
We're
I'm
live.
that man with 1,000 jobs, so.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
Doing
What
them
I tell
all
you?
well.
What'd you say?
And doing them all well.
Oh, wait.
Oh, go ahead and give it a vote of confidence.
Come on, because I showed after I had that. After I went to Del Taco, I was ready to go to sleep. I was like,
I know.
my
Oh,
God.
man.
But I had to eat and throw the fries. You should
Right.
saw me driving, throwing the fries in my.
Hey, that's probably where they escorted you in. You were hitting the back of the car. You were hitting them cars behind you with them fries.
Oh man,
That's funny.
But look. How's everybody's doing good?
Yeah, we alive.
Amen. Good. I'm so happy to be here. You just don't know. I know my eyes probably red. I popped in one of them B12 5000s.
Look out now.
Yeah, so
Look out now.
so we're talking about your book.
Actually, we were just talking about getting the memo, and I was telling him about a 2-day workshop I have coming up this weekend on how to write a book.
Is that young man that we had here last time coming?
No, actually, he has a book.
Yeah, I know. What was it, Daddy Me?
Daddy me,
Daddy
daddy
you?
Daddy you, daddy me.
Yeah. That was an interesting young man.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. We're still talking about that young man.
Yeah.
Millennial
very
guys.
impressionable.
Hey, look here. For you guys, the millennials out there that know this cat, Khalid, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to work with the brother. He's doing some things out there now, and you guys got to stick together. And we each and every month we have a show that we do live, and it deals with millennial journals and trying to track some of the thinking and habits and working internally of the millennial minds. And so we need to uplift each other. So if any of y'all see him running the streets or whatever trying to do the music, then tell him to give us a call and get back on track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the brother,
YouTube,
sometimes you can do too much. And so some of these young people today, they do a lot.
Yeah.
In a lot of different arenas.
Yeah.
And they lose track of basically one thing because they're doing a lot of things. And it's got its ups and downs, as we know. That it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. So we've got to work with these youngsters and show them how to just basically, like you do as a coach, Linda, on how to just take your time, organize your time, and monetize your time. So that every time you make a move, you groove. Otherwise, you're doing that. You're doing a lot of running around, doing a lot of moving, and nothing's happening out of it. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Yes. What happens with coaching is we find out what works for that individual because they're all different. And what works for one don't work for the other. So the first thing I do is a consultation and kind of find out where they are and what they're doing and what they want to do and why they're not doing what they want to do and how they can go about. Like, he has so much energy.
Right.
And then you have someone who may not be that energetic and may
Right.
not be that well spoken, but they still can achieve their goals. So I think a good coach is like a coach who's coaching a team. Every person on the team can't be coached exactly the same way.
Right.
But you
Exactly.
find out what works for that particular person.
Gotcha.
And then,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, she's a coach.
Yeah.
I coach football for like 19 years, and what you're saying is it's right on. You know,
Thank you.
You're just taking them to another level.
Picking them up where they are. And
They want to write a book. You know what? I'm gonna need some coaching because
I got you. Both of you.
My life is
You
pretty
just-
interesting.
you know you just committed.
Everybody.
You know you're on my list now.
You know you just committed.
Yeah.
You on my list.
But you know what? I always got somebody telling me, man, you need to write a book about
Why aren't
your
you
life.
listening?
Huh?
Why aren't you listening to
I'm
them?
still living it.
But that's okay. So there's a second and a third.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So let me say something. She's good for taking excuses away, man. So if you
yeah.
come in here thinking you're gonna break out your book of excuses, dude, it ain't happening.
Look,
You didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't get the
Mama.
memo.
Put it back in his pocket. He had it in his.
Wait.
He had it in his back. Look at. Let me
my
show.
little black book
Yeah,
here,
see,
man.
that's his book of excuses.
No, you know, actually, this is
Pray tell. That's a thick book. What is that, brother? Go ahead and explain it.
It's notes. I take a lot of notes.
Okay.
Just general. In general. Yeah,
I take your
take
word
notes,
for it.
man.
You didn't pass it over for me to read it, so I'll take your word for it.
So D, we can produce a book of notes. Hey.
See what I'm saying? Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
Hey.
The blueprint of your life.
It's interesting. It's so part sad, but a whole lot of comical. Boy, I tell you.
Right. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying, don't you?
There it is.
Yeah.
There it
But
is.
think how many people need to read something funny too
Right.
to help them laugh. I
Yeah.
mean, there's just so many areas and opportunities, and people don't see it. And that's why a good coach, consultant, a good teacher like me.
Right. Yeah.
I'm with you.
And the thing I want people to know, and I keep telling D, is that there were people took me along.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not here because I woke up and I'm this wonderful, great person. These skills and the information and the experience came from other great people.
Right.
And you know some of them,
Right.
so that took the time to help me, to teach me, to bring me along.
Yeah, because I definitely don't know how to put it in words, but I've met so many interesting
Right.
people.
Right.
You know, even when way back in the day when I was just doing cable, I met an older black man I think he was maybe in his 80s or something like that, and I went to do his cable, and ended up finding out, you know where it's in Hollywood. Was it at LACC? It was.
Yeah, LA
it
City
used
College?
he lived there so long. He said that used to be UCLA.
Extension?
And then, yeah.
Wow.
And then when
Wow.
I talked to him, the old man owned the whole block.
I probably know who you're talking about.
And he gave me a book about, money management and everything. And this was in the 80s.
Okay.
Okay. And then he had said, he had this funny looking, looked like little bells or something like that to me on his table. And I said, he said, you know what that is? I said, no. He said, that's what keep the satellites up. He said, that's what I made. I was like, whoa. And I never forgot that, man. This been over 30-some years. I never forgot him, but I still have the book, and I had him autograph it, so I got to go find it.
You got an autographed book. Just
Yeah.
imagine, though, if he hadn't written the book.
Yeah.
He'd just be someone in your memory and, gone.
Right.
Yeah, he told me a lot of other things I can't say on the radio, too.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was really... It came to fruition.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something else.
Wow.
But, like you say, did you get the memo?
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people don't own a whole lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And it's not, look, let's not, like they say, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Right.
Because constantly things are changing around us, but basically they stay the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, whether it's politics, whether it's religion, whether it's business,
Right.
it stays, the model still is the model.
Yeah.
And you've been around, Linda, long enough to know and know people that have written books on different segments of education or whatever. And it's the same model today. It's just that people have put the little steroid trip on this one here, angst this one here, tweak this one here, but it's basically the same thing. So we get people to realize that you don't have to be overwhelmed
Right.
with it, because it's the
Right.
same scenario. Just
Right.
stop and realize step by step what you're doing, where you're going, and why you're there on that journey. And once you realize why you're there on a journey, it'll all come together. Then you'll figure out how to make it to work for you and work for you to the fullest.
And I think one of the mistakes people make, you're absolutely right, Dee, but they don't reach out and get help. They think they have to try to figure it all by themselves, and they may get part of the way and then they just stop.
Yeah.
Or they say to themselves, I can't do it. Or your statement was, I can't figure out how to put it together.
Right.
You can't figure out how to put it together, but I know how to put
Right.
it together.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and it's the same in business. It's not just this can apply to business, to your life, to almost anything that you do. I hear in business so often, I've done everything I can. I'm just going to give up. You've done everything you can.
Right.
That means you need some help.
Right.
And you need some
Right.
outside help. You need to reach out to someone. And I always tell people, reach out before it's critical.
Wow.
Because when it's critical and your business on life support,
Yeah.
you are just so, sometimes it just dies because
Yeah.
you can't do anything about it because you don't have the strength or the money or the time
Right.
or the whatever at that point. And so we have to start understanding that it's okay. It's not a weakness. What did Les Brown say? I don't ask for help to make me weak because I'm weak. I ask to keep me strong.
Wow.
So
That's deep. Yeah.
So we want
Yeah.
that. It's nothing weak. It's nothing weak about asking for help. That's smart.
Right.
Right.
Yes, it is.
And we have to start to
Well, this is
understand. that that's
wisdom
smart.
talking.
Yeah,
though.
it is.
Yeah.
You know,
age.
because a
I've
lot
been
of
out here.
a lot. I ain't stepping in that one.
And guess what? I don't hesitate to ask for help. Just be careful who you ask.
Right.
Make sure it's someone who has the information,
Exactly.
who's not just out to maybe get your money or whatever.
Exactly.
So you can, ask more. But I guess a recommendation would be the best thing. But make sure that you ask for help, and it's
that's why
nothing
I
wrong
said
with it.
It's wisdom because you've been there, right? And as you get older, you become. Some of us become transparent, and we let go of that pride, and that's what that is. It's pride when you get to, I can't do no more. This is it. This is it. No, like you said, it's not it. Maybe it's here because your knowledge and what you've been doing stops you here, but there's always someone that can help you.
But you know what? Look here. Once again, they didn't get the memo.
Right.
Because if you look at the two of them, okay, education is something that you learn, that's garnered.
Right.
Okay? The wisdom is the application.
There you go. Press and apply.
Exactly. So as you go through life and you're applying the knowledge in the different spectrums that you're going through, challenges, circumstances, whatever, will help you to tailor the approach, and therein lies the wisdom. So they do intercede somewhere down there, but somebody's full of knowledge that doesn't have any wisdom.
Right.
They scare me.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What I used to do, electronics and then electricity also. They used to say, I had a teacher. His name was Basil, right? And one day he came in and he was a substitute teacher.
Okay.
And he taught us everything about everything right around the 360-degree circle.
Okay, gotcha.
And he was showing how this is done, this and that, and the other. And he broke it down where algebra. And he said, well, all they did was just take the numbers out and put letters in and make you pay for it. And we were like, oh, wait a minute. You know what? He's right. You know what I mean? And
so he made you think it from a different perspective or see it from a different perspective.
Yeah, he opened up everybody's mind in there. All you got to do is plant this little seed.
That's all.
And watch it grow. Either it's going to grow for the good or it's going to grow for the bad.
Right.
Depending on what that seed is.
Yeah. in the ground you planted into.
That's correct.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of farmers that have learned through the years that you've got to turn the earth over.
Yes.
You've got to replenish the soil with the
Right.
nutrients that are in there.
Right.
Because nowadays, if you keep taking and drawing out, you're just sucking. Just like
Right.
people that you deal with daily, you can suck them dry or they can suck you dry.
Come on now.
Because they keep on coming at you.
Come on
It's
now.
like people that
Yeah.
go to a house party or a dinner party and they're only bringing Tupperware every time. Well, you know them kind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't
Hey,
bring nothing in there
yeah.
but Tupperware.
Well-
But they'll show enough stack and take stuff
Hey,
with them, huh?
Hey, no ribs, no nothing. They just bring the potato chips. Huh?
They'll bring that diet soda.
Empty Tupperware, but they leave with it full.
Oh,
That's
oh,
what
yeah.
No, that's it. But see, here's the one I like about it. They'll bring in that diet soda because they know nobody in there drinks diet soda. Okay, so they'll get to keep that too. In empty Tupperware.
I've seen it.
Yes,
I've
but
seen
they'll fill their purse and everything else with your food, but they ain't brought in nothing.
Hey,
Hey, they didn't get the memo.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna say no names or no churches. That's
Wow. But that's true. That's true. Like I said,
Oh,
don't play
Lord.
hate the player, hate the game. That's what
Yes.
we've been so used to being deprived or that we need and we can't get it anywhere else. And if you don't get it now,
Right.
I'm gonna get mine. You better get yours.
Oh.
And that's the whole thing.
Oh.
You know, you got to. Hey, I got mine. Get yours. Come on now. There were people ahead of us that lost their lives to make sure that we got ours.
Right.
And they didn't think about them at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, where do we get this adage all of a sudden? I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna do me.
Well,
you do
know,
you. Really?
I was just when I was on the phone with you earlier. I remember I said I got off from work and came out the and turned the corner and was sitting at the light, and there was this car or truck that was on the side, and as I was at the light, this man came in and just towed the back end of somebody else's car, and he just kept on driving, right? And it was amazing to me because it happened right next to me. And I was looking at him like, "Are you gonna stop?
Right.
Are you gonna put a note or see? That was your fault." He just drove on, and what cracked me up and surprised me was the person that was in front of me. And I'm looking at him in his mirror in his car. He just put his head down like ain't nothing happened.
Right.
And I said, where are we going?
Yeah.
But where are we headed? With this, it's like everybody's angry. Everybody want to fight. But you know what? Have you ever just paid attention to what's really going on? It's like people has lost their minds.
Yeah. Yep. It ain't all of a sudden
I just
either.
got cut off over here.
It ain't all of a
I have
sudden.
my blink on. I know that's the wrong thing to do in California.
Yeah.
California.
You're signaling that you're going to do something.
Yeah,
They want to
and
just to take advantage of
but
you.
it was two cars. Listen, I came up, that person drove right up on me.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'm not going to let him in. I'm not going to let her in. That's how people doing it.
Yeah.
Looking out for number one.
Well, the old box, not, I'm Elder Troy.
Well.
Man, that would have been a little different.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, those escorts would have been actually escorting you up in here.
I was like, oh,
You know where
my
that?
God.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, this is the people are not getting the memo, man, because what goes around comes around. And so you can't sit back and hide behind the lack of knowledge or the lack of wisdom.
That's right.
Because if you don't apply what you've learned or what you've seen or what you've heard,
That's true.
then that's on you if you're in that same pit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a way to get out. The way you look up and see the sun coming through, dude, you don't think that if the sun can come down through that whatever space you're at, that'd be different if you were locked down and you no
Right,
sun around
right.
you. Then you got to work with different means, different measures.
Right.
But when you can look up and see the sun, man, it means that you can climb up to there.
Right.
You know, but you have to climb. Don't sit back and expect the sunshine to just walk
There
down
it
to you.
is.
There's a
There it
difference between
is.
the sunshine and the moonbeam.
That's
okay,
right.
the sun shines. The moon beams. It's a reflection of the sun.
Right,
So there's a lot of people running around there thinking that they got it going on, and they ain't nothing but the moon.
Right, man.
Reflecting when the sun goes down, what
Look,
happens is
look,
dark,
yeah,
right? On this
exactly.
side of the world, but it doesn't mean it goes dark, right? The
Right.
other side is waking up to the sunshine.
Hey,
So
look,
come on now.
You
let's-
got to wake up where you see the moon and the rising of the sun at the same time. I
Yeah,
guess you'd
they-
just be confused in
Yeah,
the middle.
they would. They wouldn't know what to do. They'd be like, "Oh my goodness! Oh, the world's not flat. I mean, for years, guess what happened? They thought that the world was flat.
Right,
They really believe
right,
that.
right.
You fall off the edge of the earth until you get out there and you make it for yourself. Like Linda was saying about the book.
have to
The
do
book.
it,
You
yeah.
got to trust in yourself enough to
Yeah.
know that I got something to say.
Right.
And there's people that want to hear what I have to say.
Right,
And
right.
she's saying, I can show you how to make money at this.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
If
they
y'all
should be
don't do
clamoring.
it, look, if y'all don't do it, I think I already signed myself
You know
up.
what I'm
on
saying?
here.
Wow. Yeah.
Did I sign myself up?
Hey, I got a form for you.
Yeah, like it or not, y'all you stuck in this partner.
But you know what? I mean, it's good because right now, you know, I tell folks, you know, whew, God is so good. I be scared to tell folks how much I'm getting blessed. You know what I mean? But see,
Wow.
look, here's the point.
Yeah.
You got to go through
Yeah, you got to knuckle
before all this come around.
Yeah, you do.
You know,
Yeah, you do.
people think they can get this for free, and it was something like you said. What goes around come around.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let y'all know that it's the same thing as you got to reap what you sow. You got the word says reap what you sow. You know, people change it around, you know, as we go. Karma, you can call it whatever you want, but you reap what you sow. But you got to reap what you sow.
That's just law.
It's just
Biblical law, physical law, spiritual law, earthly law.
It's going to come right back.
Man.
And what they miss about the miracle in that is you reap. We reap much more than we sow. When we
Yeah.
start reaping, have you ever noticed?
Yeah.
But we do have to sow.
Yeah, we do.
And people think, oh, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to give this, or I'm not going to,
Right.
oh, I'm going to give a little bit, or I'm only going to do just a little.
Give a little, you
But-
get you
right,
get a little.
right. So, hey, you just do what you're supposed to do,
Yes.
and the sowing. I'm a witness.
Wait. Me too. Come on.
I'm a witness.
Come on. You too now.
I know.
Yeah, I'm a
I know.
witness. So that old saying is do more than you are paid to do, and
Yes.
it won't be long before you'll be getting paid for more than you do.
That's right.
And that's
And-
what sowing is about.
Yeah.
Right.
But you've got to do the work.
You got to.
do it.
You don't
have
want to
put
be the
yourself out there.
borrower.
Right.
You want to be the
Exactly.
the lender.
And don't bite. And then I tell the people, even when I'm talking to our youngsters, don't bite off more than you can chew.
Right.
Don't be an Ananias and Sapphira.
Right.
Because, you know, they didn't have to
man,
bring
there
in the
you
money.
go.
They knew that this was something that was an option to them. And then he wanted to sit there and lie about it. He said, well, look
Yeah.
here, player,
Yeah,
I know you weren't anticipating having to give me this money, but did you go out there and settle this plot and you said this is all you got from this one?
Come on.
You showed, come on now.
Come on.
For real? And so when he said, yeah, this is it, then
He
boom, he said,
dropped.
you know what? You won't even walk up out of here.
He dropped.
His wife came in there
Yeah,
trying to
come on.
run the same drama. Oh, I'm protecting my own
Come on,
husband. And
you
she said,
can't
look here, let me
fool
tell you what
God.
happened. Your husband just went out of here
That's it.
in a box. And you come in here trying to co-sign with him, do what you do.
Wait a minute,
and she did
y'all.
the same thing.
That's
and guess what?
word.
That's biblically speaking, dude.
That's
so
word.
what that
Yeah.
goes beyond. So if
Yeah.
you don't have it, don't volunteer it. Don't have people anticipating you're going to help them and you don't.
Right.
Because it's worse. I'd rather somebody say, you know what? Let me get back to you.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I got you,
Right.
and I'm thinking that you got me, and then
Right.
you leave me stuck.
Right.
Then I'm really gonna have an attitude problem with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Deserter.
Right. Hey.
Oh, that hang deserters doing wartime, don't they?
Look, I tell folks all the time, just be transparent.
Yeah.
Just hey, look, if I got it, I got it. If
Yeah.
I ain't got it, I don't have it.
Yeah.
If you need me to be there, let me check. Let me check, because
Right.
if you're busy, you want to say that, but I'm not. You know, at least you're speaking to the person and say, "Look, I really have a interest in what you're doing, but right now I'm busy." Not saying that I'm not ready to help, but here's my number. You know, remind me, because I'm running right now.
Right.
You know, it's not that I'm forgetting. I'm just running
Right.
now. You know, and so when that person called, hey, what's going on? And if you're doing it right, that person ended up calling you on the right time, and you're like, I ain't doing nothing right now. Let me come see you. Where you want
Yeah.
to meet up? Starbucks? Where you want to go?
Yeah, I love it, ladies and gentlemen. You hear him talking live on the radio, saying that stuff. So if he tells you something, stay on him. Out of your mouth. You didn't get the memo. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right?
Hey, come on now. Hey, I'm pretty transparent. There it is.
I like it. See, you've been blessed though. See, you've been in the fire, man, and God has blessed you.
Oh.
You're making that big old money. You got your new job out there
Well,
now, working with them folks. You know.
Wow. Let me say this. God's vision
Yeah.
that he's giving me,
Right.
I ain't making enough money yet, so I'm waiting on the rest of
Not
it to
that
come
you can't.
on in.
I got you, but when he gives you a vision, he gives you provision.
That-
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So he's provided. So yeah, okay. So yeah,
And-
you're a
and-
grateful steward. You got to be a good steward of his money.
Right.
That's the thing people not doing.
Come on
because
now.
he will tax you.
Oh.
He will play if you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
People want to say, "Oh, I gave 10% here to Todd." People say, "Oh, I gave at the office." That used to be a little cliche too. I gave at the office. Partner, you got to sometimes give more than at the office because a lot of stuff ain't happening just at the office.
Remind them that the 10% is already his.
But
So you have to give
right.
above.
All of it's his.
Well, but what I'm saying is the 10%
Right.
is what is already his. That's,
Right.
what he-
Right,
that's
right.
all he asked for.
Right.
But
So
you
when
know
you're
what?
giving the 10%, you're not giving of yourself.
That's
You know,
obligatory.
That's what you. That's what you owe.
That's what you owe.
Hey, Malachi 3:8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a man robbed God.
Well,
Come on now.
yeah.
So when I tell folks that, and just like you said, that 10%, he owns everything.
Right.
That means, he
but-
just gave you 90%. My
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
He
Can you
said
break off a little more, player?
You don't get that nowhere else.
Look, where you gonna get that? 10
Yeah.
cents on the dollar.
Right,
All
right.
I want is 10 cents.
Yeah.
Here's the 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And can you break a little bit off more this time, player? That's what we'll ask you
Well,
once in a while.
He's saying, I'm not tripping. Just go ahead and, it's an offering.
Right,
but
right.
that 10%. And he said, if he'll open up the windows
Right,
of heaven.
right.
And he said, try me.
Right, exactly.
He said,
Yes.
try.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't believe me? Try
Yeah.
me. Try me. And I'm telling you guys, it works. It works.
You cannot give God.
You can't.
I done tried. Man, I done tried, and every time I done try to give stuff away, man, it comes right back in my. I'm like, no, wait, say, hold up now. I just gave all this stuff away, and here it is again. And I got tired. I'm like, okay, girl, I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna give it away for the start with.
Look,
Yeah.
and we were talking. Remember,
Right.
I won a small refrigerator at the Golf Classic at Sarah High.
Okay.
Golf Classic.
Shout out Sarah
right?
High. Okay.
And I'm sitting there going, what I'm gonna do with this? I already got a refrigerator.
Right.
So I called up to Pat and I said, Lord, what am I gonna do with this? And I know where he sits, they always bring, his juice or whatever.
Right.
And I said, oh wait, that can go right here, so they don't
Yep.
have to go in the back and do that. So I
Right.
said, okay, fine. And then yesterday I was at the rail yard at my job, right? And I stepped up. It's a whole bunch of people. I came out, and this is kind of funny, y'all. Look, the guy that go around and clean the porta potty or whatever. And I didn't want to. I came out the office and I didn't want to smell it, so I put my head down. And when I put my head down, I stepped on a $10 bill.
Okay.
Folded.
Okay.
It's right here in the pocket. I want to know if
so
it
you can
was real.
you can reap it and sowing, so
Wait
you
a
can sow
minute.
that into the sneeze.
Man, I'm trying to figure. It was. I was trying to figure out, was it fake or was it real?
You know what? I think we got one of them pens where we can check it and make sure
You
that
do?
it is. Yeah, we'll check it.
I'm serious. I'm
Yeah.
about to pull this thing out
So
right
you can
now.
go ahead and pass that on over.
Hey,
We'll
y'all.
go ahead and, yeah.
Just to let y'all know, what we talk about in
Yeah.
here is real. Ain't nobody faking and
I
shaking.
got it.
Everything we saying is real.
I got you.
Wait a minute, there it is right there.
There it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Is
some
that a
people
real-
look at the light. Some people look at the light and see it, make sure that it's got that watermark
faces?
inside. Yeah, and all that stuff. Yeah, it's real.
Oh,
you can
hey, well,
and leave
well, thank you, Jesus,
Will
huh?
will a man rob God?
Hey man, I've been on it. Yeah, I've been on it. And
Yes, sir.
and I'm gonna tell you, like I said, I'm a transparent preacher. I had slacked in that for a
Right.
minute, and I got on it and I said, Lord, I said, I'm sorry. I said, please, just if you give me this,
Right.
I will never mess up on them 10% ever again.
Right.
Right? Oh, I've been doing it faithfully.
Right.
And then I said, whoa, you know what? I found $10. Maybe he's telling me he's pleased with me.
Yeah,
He
then
gonna
you
give
got
me
it,
10?
but you got 10% coming out of that. But
Well, you know it.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna just give him 50 cents. I'm gonna go
No,
ahead and give
break
him
bread
more.
with a 10.
Come on.
With 10% of that is $1.
Oh no, man! I break bread.
Okay,
with
I got you.
20.
I-
Look, I'm not playing around.
I'm feeling you there.
I'm trying
Nah.
to be a multimillionaire before I leave up out of here, so I can leave an inheritance. For
So you got the memo. So you got that memo.
Oh, I got that
Application.
Memo. Yeah.
And provocation.
Oh, I'm sweating, boy.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you,
There's a
Jesus.
difference between knowledge
Hey,
and wisdom, man.
And so,
Application.
did y'all get the memo? Pay your tithes.
Mm-hmm. Well, this public service announcement is brought to you by
Elder Troy Mason.
Yes, indeed. So, guys, we're getting ready to.
It's not just about money.
Yeah,
giving.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
When you can give. So if you think you don't have it to give, then give of yourself. Give of your time.
Exactly.
There you go.
Give of your wisdom.
Right.
Share with other people the knowledge that you have that can make a difference in their life. So there's just so many ways to give, and I can tell you, it comes back tenfold.
Oh, may I say something? Jay, out there, wow, I've been moving so quick. The Grateful Voices, if I'm saying that correct. Forgive me if I'm not. They have something going on this week. If you can, I would like for you guys to get a hold of Pastor Battles or Jay from the Grateful Voices. Amen?
Yes, and before I forget it too, today is National Pretzel Day.
Uh-oh,
and
did you break some?
Wirtz Pretzel, and then the other one is Auntie somebody that has that major pretzel thing.
Really?
They give it away free pretzels, and I think the Auntie one, I know there are until Sunday. You get a free pretzel, whatever. But I know Wirtzels, I know is definitely, both of them I know is definitely today. Okay. So stop by your Wirtzels Pretzels, and I think it's Wertzel or something like Wirtzels. They're in Ivy Mall, whatever. And get your Wirtzels and get a free pretzel.
Okay, and if you are thinking about writing a book or dreaming or wanting or believing you can't do it, you can reach out to me. I do free consultations. It's business development for success / is that a backward slash, I believe, writing. And there is a form that you just fill it out, send it to me, and then we'll have a phone conversation about what it is that you want to do, what you're trying to do, what you're hoping to do, whatever it is surrounding your wanting to write a book.
I'm glad you said that, because you know me, everywhere I go, I'm promoting everything. So definitely I'll be telling everybody about you, and I'll tell them I'm going to write a book too.
And so she's giving you the application.
I got it right here.
I got you. Yeah, see that? Don't get it twisted. You can't say that you did not receive it. Yeah, to him that is given, much is given, much is required. So let's come on. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a great day here at Gospel Jazz Connection. But I told you, this is what we do each and every week, man. We sit back and we bring different scenarios to you. We bring different problems, we bring different circumstances, and we give you viable solutions. And today we talked about, did you get the memo? And if you didn't get the memo, then find out who has it and make sure you get your copy, because in the world of application, man, always remember there is knowledge and there's wisdom. One gives you the ascertainable aspect of it that you get through the education, learning from whatever's in front of you, and the wisdom part is being able to apply it and learn to apply what you heard today from Ms. Linda talking about how to get your house in order. That's the bottom line, to get your house in order and making it in a way that people long after you're gone can sit there and read and find out about what it is you've done and how God has affected your life. So it's good. And then Brother Box has just told us through his experience with the $10 he found, which he's going to give up his 10% and some on that one there, that you cannot give God. So with that being said, we've learned a lot from Miss M, from Lady D. Get well. So we're looking forward to hearing from you real soon. From Miss M, I said that once before. Hey, thanks for showing up last week, and we need to see more of your face in the place when you get a chance. From Box and from Miss Linda Coleman Willis, this is D Nice saying put God first and everything else will follow. I guarantee it. Until next time, ciao.